Welcome back to the DeliverThat platform, folks. I'm your host, Ben Alcar. Thank you for consuming the content morning, afternoon, and evening. We appreciate it. As always, if you could, hit that subscribe button down below. That's going to help us out more than you could ever know. I have another wonderful Meet the Team to bring to you folks today. I have another amazing customer service rep of ours. She is a part-time rep at this moment in time, but by the time this releases, I believe she's going full-time in March. We have with us Gia.
Hi.
What's going on?
Nothing much. I mean, it's end of the week. It's my Friday, as they like to say, even though today's Thursday. So I won't be in the office tomorrow. So I'm pretty winded down, I guess.
Yeah? Did you get some of that at DeBella's? Are you a little full, a little tired?
It's actually, I really like DeBella's, so I'm glad we got some catering from them.
Yeah. I like the lunch, but I feel like anytime we do get lunch, I get so sleepy. Like immediately after that, I feel like my energy levels get lower.
I think I didn't have that much, so I'm still feeling okay energy-wise, but it's actually really good. I probably prefer it more than Subway.
Awesome. What you mentioned today's your Friday as the part-time rep that you've been since you've been here. What was your current schedule?
I was here during our busiest days, which most drivers should know is Tuesday to Thursday. So from I would say 9 to, forgetting my own schedule, 9 to 5.
9 to 5? Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So just handling the busy days and the busy hours on the phones out there.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. What about DeliverThat? Where were you born? Where'd you grow up?
I'm actually Belizean. So I was born and raised in Belize. I lived there until I was 18. I got my associate's degree in fine arts in Belize. And then I moved here after I graduated, which was 2019. Yeah, so like the end of 2019. And then I did my bachelor's in marketing.
Where in the world is Belize?
I could see you were waiting to ask this question.
I was just like, I have no idea. It sounds like honestly, an island. Like, I don't know.
It's a very small country. I think it wasn't until like in the most recent like few years, a lot of people didn't know about Belize. I only see it more and more. Like people talking about it and posting articles about it. People go there a lot for vacation because it's a tropical country. But it's right between Guatemala and Mexico.
Okay, so yeah. Southeast.
Yeah, I guess.
So somewhere in relation.
Yeah, it's right there on the coastline.
Okay, nice. All right. So what it's like a warmer climate, right? So
yeah.
A little closer to the equator, so a little better weather than Ohio typically.
I am definitely preferring the hotter weather to Ohio.
Yeah.
So I still have to get used to the winter. I'm waiting for summer, which is right around the corner, finally.
Yeah, we're getting close. Yeah, this has actually been a pretty warm February. Yeah. It's been actually not that bad.
I mean, I'm not complaining. I don't even complain when it rains because those are our seasons in Belize. The hot season and the rainy season.
Okay. What you mentioned 2019 is when you came to the United States?
Yeah.
And what was the catalyst for that? Did you move right to Ohio, and then what was the move for?
Yeah, my mom got remarried.
Okay.
And so we moved straight to Ohio because that's where he was. So we didn't really have any other options. At the disappointment of my sister, she was hoping to go to California. But yeah, we just came straight to Ohio, so it was definitely some getting used to.
Yeah, was it like immediate shock? Like when did you move and it was like November and you were like, this is going to be the worst thing in the world?
Actually, clarification, my family moved to Ohio before I finished college in Belize. So I would come here for vacation. So I got a little, used to the winter in that sense. But I graduated in 2019. That's when I moved here with them.
Got you.
Because they were already here. Yeah.
Okay, and then you said you came and got your associates in Belize, and then came and got your bachelor's in Ohio.
Not in I did online school.
Okay.
So
nice.
the school was in New Hampshire. So I got my online degree in marketing.
Marketing, hell yeah, nice. Well, maybe we need your help over here on this side of things. We'll have to.
I'm hoping.
Yeah, we'll have to steal you like we stole Nate this year. What about I mean, in terms of the schooling and everything, was that always your plan growing up? Did you always want to get further education, and was that always kind of like the outlook on what you would do after? Belize, this is gonna be a super uneducated question, but like Belize is a typical school system, like elementary, middle, high school, and then you go to college after, or how's that usually work?
I would say that we're more based on the British education system because those are our colonizers, as they would say. Everybody else was taken over by the Spaniards. We were taken over by the British.
Okay.
So we follow more closely with their education system. So I believe we start school a little earlier than Americans. I think Americans start school at like 5.
Yeah, I think like preschool or something like is usually around that age. Yeah.
Yeah, I started preschool when I was about 3 or 4.
Okay.
So you have preschool. We don't have kindergarten. You have preschool, then you have primary school, which is infants and standards instead of grades, because you have first grade, second grade. For us, it's infants and standards, and then you have high school, and then you have sixth form, which is college.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, like in Europe, you call it like university too, right? Isn't that what they call college?
Yeah. Sixth form, referring to college, is basically a 2-year degree.
Okay.
So I went to sixth form, so it was only a university that at the time gave out associate degrees.
And that's usually like what everyone goes and gets a 2-year degree out of the gate usually.
Yeah, usually. Well, I mean, of course, not everybody furthers education, but for me, that was like set up from the get-go. I was always, my family always strives to make me further my education.
Hell yeah. I felt the same. I was getting pushed out of the house. I felt like pretty early and often. I felt like. Yeah. What So 2019, you're in Ohio. You're getting the bachelor's degree. We're now 5 years down the road in 2024. What happens after you get the bachelor's degree? Do you get some marketing jobs, or how'd you utilize that degree?
Honestly, I'm still hoping to find a way to get more experience. I haven't, because I just graduated. When was it? Oh my gosh, it's going to be last May, I think.
Oh, nice. So we took some time to get that degree.
Yeah. Well, actually, I had to take a break when I first came here for paperwork and stuff, because being an international student is expensive. Oh, wow. It's expensive. So I had to wait. So I did take about 2 years to get my degree. Yeah. Okay,
interesting. And then is DeliverThat the first job opportunity you had after the schooling and everything?
Actually started DeliverThat. It's not my first job. My first job was work from home. It was very similar, which is why I feel like they were happy to have me on board, because it didn't take that long for me to get used to everything. But I actually started DeliverThat while I was still doing school. So. Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah. And is that why you started initially part-time then? Like, I guess my initial question, you're going to be full-time, so congratulations on that. Thank you. I appreciate it on our end. I'm sure Lisa and Phil over there are pumped about that. Get to schedule a little bit more, get a little bit more help out on the floor when they need it. But why part-time initially? Was it like a schooling thing, or you just wanted some free time off hours and things like that? Why was that the choice? Yeah, I think it's a combination of all those things. Of course, I always needed room in my schedule for school, but also I do like my free time. Yeah. No, I mean, we got Lissa over there who's been part-time since she's been here, and she gets begged, I think, every time they have like her year review, like, when can we get you full-time? And she's always just like, no. Yeah. So I find it intriguing when people like actually make that transition. Yeah, I was when I first started, I honestly thought I was gonna be like Lissa. I was like, I'm never gonna go full-time, but I'm excited to go full time. Hell yeah! What when you first got hired at DeliverThat, what was the interview process like? How did you hear about DeliverThat initially? Indeed, nice. Like most people, I think. I took a look at the company. I'd never heard of it before because, again, I'm not from here. I'm not familiar with all the businesses and stuff. But I went on Indeed. I did my first round of interviews, and I actually did not get hired the first time that I interviewed with DeliverThat. It wasn't until I think I was still doing my job search, and then I got an email asking me to interview again. And I did a second, fairly shorter, I think, like online interview with on Zoom, and then I got hired. So it was a pretty straightforward process, I think, especially for someone who wasn't very familiar with a lot of interview processes. But it was nice. I got to come into the office the first time around, took a look at what it was. Of course, back then the floor looked very different. We had that big wall. Yeah, we had the big wall up, right? Yeah, way different now. Yeah. Yeah. but it was good.
What who was the first person you interacted with? Was it Dan or was it Vic or Christian, or who was the first person? Do you remember?
First, I had the first interview round. I had a phone interview with Vic.
Okay.
Then I had the in-office interview with Lisa and Chilt.
Nice.
Yeah. Then second time around, I had a Zoom interview with Vic.
Okay.
And then I got hired.
All right. So Vic's sitting over here. He can't hear us, but if we want to yell at him for not hiring the first time, we can give him the business afterwards. What so when you got hired, was it always for the customer service rep position out of the gate? Was that what you got hired on for?
Yeah, it was always customer service.
Nice.
So I think as time passed, I took on a little bit more. Like I helped more out in like the communicating with EasyCater. I help a little more with, I think, Kat with her stuff, with pings, but initially it was just messages. Just strictly
just
messages.
Text messages.
Yeah, I was terrified of phone calls. I did not like the idea of talking to drivers, especially if they were like upset.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is very intimidating. I've gotten over it for the most part. I don't mind calling out to a driver. I don't mind trying to, help them through their situations. But that first call, I was not excited about it.
Yeah, I think that does happen a lot when people first get their foot in the door. Like that first call is always like a little.
Yeah.
You feel like nervous. And you're like, I don't know how this is gonna go. And then you're like, it actually wasn't that bad.
Yeah. Even now, I think I'm pretty sure I'm the only CSR who prioritizes text messages. Like everybody else balances between phone calls and messages. I'm strictly.
You're just in that inbox all day.
Yeah, which is good because we need to keep up.
Yeah, for sure.
But when it comes to calls, I mostly do outbound calls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just like check in and make sure things are going as needed. What is that your day to day? You said you're basically just monitoring the text inbox and you're kind of helping some EasyCater pings and things of that nature. Is that basically your day to day operations?
Yeah, pretty much. I would say. For now, I'm hoping. I don't mind taking on more if I can, but for now, yeah.
Hell yeah. What about like the driver experience side of things or like the marketing side of things? What else would you want to do here?
I honestly, I feel like I'm a pretty creative person, so instantly I'm like marketing. I want to do marketing. I love the idea of anything creative, which I've done partially on and off throughout my life, like video editing or just content creation, things of that sort. I've never done it. It's not anymore on the internet, thank goodness. But but that's mainly my goal. That's where I want to get to.
Okay, so we're not gonna have to dig up any old TikTok videos of Gia floating around out there on the web. In your kind of daily life as the CSR and over there and everything, and those text messages are coming in, they're flying in. Is there any like tips and tricks? Like I know at one point in time we were sending out a message like, hey drivers, don't double text because then your text goes to like the bottom of the inbox and stuff like that, like trying to help drivers make sure they get answered as quickly as possible when they need it. Is there any other tips you would be able to give to a driver in a scenario when they need immediate help or something like that?
I know that during our lunch rush, like when we're really slammed, very busy, it can take a while to get back to a driver who's very patiently waiting for our response. I understand that. Sometimes they'll try to call in and they still can't get someone. I would say if you feel it necessary to send us updates, kind of just be like very straight to the point. So there's no question about it, Let's say, for example, you're stuck at a pickup, they don't have the order. No one can find it. No one knows what to do. Maybe you have other things that you need to do for the day. You can't wait any longer. You've waited as long as you can. No one's answered. You would say, I'm sorry, I have to leave because I can't wait any longer. I've left at this time. It's very helpful when they send us their specific timestamps of when they've left, so that when we get to it and we say, oh, it was on us. We took too long. We can look back and notate everything, and it's not going to fall on the driver.
Right, yeah. And just giving as much information as possible to, like, understand. Because you guys document everything nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, it's way different from when I was over there. We were just kind of, like, flying and juking and jiving as we could. But you guys are now, like, notating all the calls, and you're notating all the texts and on the orders and stuff like that. So as much information as possible. Yeah,
to me, that's, like, the number one thing is proper communication, short and concise. Like, that's my go-to. Just straight to the point. and detail as possible.
Yeah, no, I would appreciate that as well. I think I'm probably communicating that form of fashion with friends, family, and drivers out there as much as I can. What about so we kind of mentioned where you want to get to with DeliverThat, moving on full time. I think Lindsay told me it starts March 4th, I think. So that's like
I think that they
2
are
weeks.
working on
It's like a week and a half or something like that.
early March. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. I don't have a specific date. I'm still waiting for like the official date of when my schedule changes, but they are looking for early March.
Nice. Are you excited, or how do you feel about that?
I am excited. I mean, I did start out working like I think 4 days a week when I first got hired, but again, that was still part time, so it was like here until like the afternoons, and I'm out. So I haven't been here on started a week for a while, so I'm looking forward to see how that's gonna go, how different that is. I don't think it's too different, but yeah.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too overwhelming, I don't think. Obviously, you know the tricks of the trade, and you're pretty intertwined with everything, so it should be good.
Yeah.
Nice. What anything else we can talk about DeliverThat? I think that's really kind of all I have in terms of the company and how long you've been here. Actually, I know what I wanted to say also. Your 1 year anniversary, I think, was in November.
Yes.
We're a little backlogged in terms of the Meet the Team. So going full time and a 1 year anniversary. Congratulations on that as well.
Thank you.
Obviously appreciate everyone who can last that long here in this kind of crazy whirlwind environment that it becomes at moments and times, especially out there on the floor that you're out on every single day. So thank you for sticking it out and being patient with us as always. But what about DeliverThat? I mean, keeps you around? Like, I know, like, we have our quarterly events and stuff like that. Obviously, it's a super open floor concept out there, so you're talking to everyone day in and day out, and everyone's pretty close knit around here. Like is the environment, the fast pace? Like, what do you enjoy about being here at DeliverThat?
Honestly, it is the environment. I think everyone here is very helpful. They're very understanding. I think in comparison to what I always thought a work environment like this would be like, is kind of knocked my expectations out of the park. I always kind of dreaded the worst when it comes to offices or call centers or things of that nature. But DeliverThat has really made me think that they appreciate the people that they work with and that they work for, and we all kind of help each other out. We're not afraid to own up to our mistakes, and I think that's really something that should be appreciated, and I appreciate it. So.
Yeah, for sure. Taking accountability is huge too.
Yeah.
And what I always tell people, I actually just said this with someone on a other call I had, I think maybe even yesterday. It was like, what I always told people in training and things like that is like, we are just doing food delivery. So like, even when you do make a mistake out there, like it kind of like feels like the end of the world sometimes, like when you're first getting started, but like, it's really like, it's really not that big of a deal. Like at the end of the day, it's like, it's never like the end of the world. If a driver is super late, or we have to refund something, or like the driver, like you personally just like mishandle a situation, you file a ticket wrong, or you could have handled a text quicker and better. It's like, all right, well, you can just do better next time. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And that's a good thing as well, that they always let you know where you can improve, and they don't really make you feel like it's the end of the world. So.
Awesome. Well, gee, I appreciate your time. I want to get a little this or that, and then we can get you back over. Are you here till 5 again today? Are you out early for the weekend?
I'm here until 5:30.
5:30. All right. So you got a couple more hours. A little bit longer after we get out here, but I'll try to waste some more time for you.
Okay.
Here. So we'll get into a little this or that, and then I'll let you go. So we'll start out. Gia, this or that. How do you feel about hot coffee or iced coffee?
Hot coffee if it's my mom's coffee. I don't know why. The coffee she makes has like this specific taste. I can never make it like her. But if she's making coffee with breakfast, then I'll drink her coffee. But if I'm out there, it's probably gonna be iced coffee.
Okay. We'll keep it on the breakfast train. We're gonna keep the breakfast train running here. How do you feel about pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes if it's at home. Listen,
everything's at home.
Everything's at home. Everything. You can't beat mom's cooking. So.
Facts.
If it's out there, I really like. I think it's called Wally Waffle. It's a little waffle chain. I've been there a couple times. I really like their Elvis waffles. So it's like peanut butter with banana and bacon.
Yeah. Okay. A little peanut butter banana action. I'm a fan of that. Mm-hmm. How do you feel on road trips about being driver or passenger?
Passenger. I cannot. I don't mind driving if it's necessary, if you want to take shifts. But if I could just, sit back, relax, I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, I'm notorious. So you can ask anyone, like my family. What I think happened is as a little young child, like my parents would drive me around in a car to like put me asleep.
Okay.
Because now if I'm a passenger in a car and I know the road trip is like longer than like 30 minutes, I'll be asleep in like 5 minutes.
Really?
Like I fall asleep so fast in a car. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I like driving too, so I can go either way. What about I'm not necessarily sure what the environment is like down in Belize, but obviously Jackson, Canton, we're kind of more of a suburb, but how do you feel about city or suburbs?
I think I can appreciate the city. I think it has a lot to do, which I always like. Suburbs, where I grew up, I don't know if you can really call it a suburb. It was just fields. So I guess right now I have to go with city.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Easy enough. What about in terms of what you're rocking with every day, I guess, in the office or everyday life? Would you rather dress up or dress down?
Everyday life, I can dress up a little bit. I think my standard of dressing up is probably different because it can still probably be seen as pretty casual. But so I'll go with dressing up. If I dress down, I'm gonna show up in like footy pajamas.
I mean you're talking. I wear a hoodie every single day. So like my standards of dressing up are pretty minimal.
Yeah.
What about terms of communication? I like this question. Texting or calling?
What do you think? If you
I guess you already answered it. Yeah, texting. Yeah,
texting would be my go-to.
Nice. What do you, even with friends, like it's all text?
Yeah, pretty much. I can't remember the last time I've had a call with a friend. It's probably awful. I should probably call them. But yeah, text is my go-to.
Okay. What about, all right, we'll close it out on this one. In terms of a meal, would you rather go out to eat or cook at home?
Go out to eat.
Okay.
I do not cook as often as I should. If my mom's cooking, there's no question there, but I very much take out. I have my favorite places that I like to get food from.
Where are those? Give me some names.
Oh, okay. Off the top of my head, let's see. If we're talking Asian food, Umami House in Akron. I think it's on like Chapel Hill.
Yeah.
They have really good food there. I really like I think it's katsudan. I don't know if you've ever had that.
No, I've heard of umami. I'm pretty familiar with the Akron area.
Yeah.
But,
But katsudan is basically like fried pork or chicken, like lightly fried breadcrumbs with rice and stuff. But they have really good food. Also, Maki House has really good sushi. So I really like that. If it's something more like fast food, my go-to is definitely Chipotle, probably Raising Cane's, Popeyes. I have the Popeyes app, so I really like Popeyes. Maybe Domino's if I'm feeling pizza, which is not very often. So.
Okay, Raising Cane's, your chicken, Raising Cane's, Chipotle. I'm a sucker for Chipotle. Obviously, it's right next door, so it's like easy. Raising Cane's is right next door as well, so it's like Belden Village. You're not really hurting for options.
Yeah, there's a lot of places around here which I always liked, but I try not to. As much as I like takeout, I try not to do it too often. Yeah,
overindulge in it. All right, well, G, I appreciate your time over here on the Meet the Team this afternoon. I appreciate you letting myself and our viewership at home getting to know you a little bit better, and thank you for everything you do out there, helping out the drivers and the restaurants as a CSR. Welcome to the full-time life.
Thank you.
Congrats on going into year number 2, and hopefully we see you very soon.
Hopefully. I'd be happy to be back. Blah. Be back.
Yeah, and hopefully we see you on this side of the wall more. The little marketing. We'll see if we can get your work in here.
Yeah. Cross my fingers. Everybody cross their fingers.
Yeah. Prayers up for Gia and the marketing team. We'll see you. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye.